Hello walkers, and welcome back to Bozeman, Montana. I just completed a walk up at MSU, and now I'm going to give you kind of an updated view of what downtown looks like. We are starting right between 3rd and 4th on Main Street. Across the way is the History Museum, Gallatin County History Museum, the county courthouse. Here's where a lot of demonstrations end up or start. We've got the Wilson School, Old Wilson School condos. It's pretty cool, very expensive, high end. And we're gonna start our walk. We're just gonna walk down one side, the southern side, and then probably back up the other, but I might switch over to, I think it's Mendenhall, and come back that way. Just give a little different view. Make sure I get my screen centered. I had a couple comments specifically. I'm going to duck right here on 3rd to show you Emerson Cultural Center, and then we'll come back. I had some comments about, one, pointing it in the right place. I keep doing that incorrectly. And also the level at which the camera is being held. And I hold it right about chest height, which is probably eye level for someone that's about 5'5". I'm also not using my external microphone today because, on this walk anyway, because I've been having some issues with it. Also, I'm a little self-conscious about carrying the camera around, and I've tried to get better about that, but I still am. So I'm using the DJI Osmo Pocket today, and that's a lot less obtrusive than the rig with the GoPro that I use. Up here is the Emerson Cultural Center. Off to the right is a big open green space, kind of like a field, but it's they'll use that for concerts, and in the summer, in the past, they've had concerts on certain days and lunch on the lawn, they call it. Which is pretty cool service. Emerson Cultural Center is a non-profit. A lot of arts camps through there. A lot of artists have studio space and office space in there, gallery space. A little restaurant in there as well. Give us a like, a thumbs up, leave us a comment, subscribe, and click that bell if you don't mind. Let us know in the comments what you like, what you don't like, any connection you might have to Bozeman, downtown, or any of the places that I mentioned. I love hearing the personal stories. And I do read all the comments. Summit Bike and Ski, Baxter Hotel in the background, and then in the foreground, the modern looking building is the Lark Hotel. And up here on the left is First Interstate Bank. I think they're actually based out of South Dakota. It's a regional bank out here. And looks like they have these rentable scooters, Blink. Scooter share. Sorry to be whipping this around so much, but I didn't see those till the end. Last minute anyway. Well, we're coming down to the restaurant area and I can smell the food. It's about, I didn't tell you that detail, did I? It's about 10:30 in the morning, and temperature, let me look that up, is it's 73 degrees Fahrenheit, 23 degrees Celsius. Wells Fargo Bank across the street. And we're crossing Grand. Well, I can smell the ice cream shop cooking up their cones. The corona situation here is spiking again, but in relative terms, it's compared to someplace like Texas or Arizona, it's really still small. We had 35 new cases the other day, and now it's back down to 9 or 10 yesterday, I think. But we are in phase 2 openings. Restaurants are open, gyms and theaters are open. I'm not sure what other restrictions are in place there. Schools are out for summer. A week or two ago, they had a Black Lives Matter rally. Started over in Bogart Park and marched down here, and they had the whole street lined up with people. 5,000 people showed up at a town of 50,000. I came over to see it, and it was participate. It was really energizing, and love it when they play music out in the street. This is Wild Joe's coffee shop. It's pretty nice coffee and pastries. And then the Rialto Theater is an old movie theater, but they've redone it to become a music venue, an events venue. Vargo's Jazz City and Books has used books and music. I saw they're putting in this Athleta here, which is, I guess, good, but it's another chain store. As you can tell, the last time I walked down here was in March, and it was in the middle of the lockdown. It's also winter. And it is much, much busier down here, which I guess is good to see, but also a little nervous, you know? Would like to see more masks. Oh. A lot of stores put out bowls for dogs. I see also they put these green stickers down that, hold on, I'll try not to talk over that. They're gluing down these signs that, on those particular bigger ones, say, no riding your bikes or scooters on the sidewalks. And these smaller ones say 6 feet apart, which is a nice reminder for people to keep social distancing. I did one full marathon. And now coming up on Bozeman Avenue.
Yeah, I get like.
Jaywalk here. This building over here, we've made a lot of progress on. It's being built where they had a big gas explosion 10 or 15 years ago, and it was a blank lot for a very long time. Nova Cafe is a pretty great place to eat if you want to get a breakfast here or lunch. It's been around for a long time. On the weekends you may have to wait, especially now that they have to spread the tables apart. We look to our left, you see they're digging up Rouse. This is Rouse Street, our avenue. They've been talking about doing that for almost a decade. And they're finally doing it. Needed it. There is a Montana Angler fly shop over there with a great mural. Of course, fly fishing is a big industry out here. A lot of great trout streams. Crossing Church Street. Off to the right here is the old Heeb's grocery store. They've built a brand new grocery store up 4 blocks east, up on the hill, towards the highway. I haven't actually been in it, but I'm sure it's pretty nice. Looks nice from the outside. Got Music Villa, one of a couple different music stores in the town. And then across the way here is, I think this is Wallace, but that's Montana Ale Works. A nice restaurant if you're coming through, lots of tables, lots of space. I assume that's still the case with social distancing. Good food. Up to the right there, that green hill is Pete's Hill. Walking trails. I think it's off-leash dog area. Off to the right, I like to show people the library. It's a great LEED gold, I think, engineered building. It looks like River's Edge Fly Shop has moved into this building. That's fairly new. I'm going to cross the street and probably go over to Mendenhall, across the light down here, and walk down that way. See what it's like down there. Just a beautiful summer day here. Everything's still pretty green. That will probably change in about 2 weeks. Again, we're walking down Wallace. We're headed north on Wallace. It's an old silo, grain silo, and I assume it's still working. I think they have a spur line of trail of rail down there. Yeah, looks like it's definitely storing feed. Oh, here's the railroad tracks. Sorry to be whipping you around like that. The Bridgers in the background there. Cross here. It's nice that people stop at the crosswalks. And now we are on Mendenhall. I know I've mentioned this before, but Bozeman has just seen phenomenal growth, and I'm glad to see that they're putting in some of this higher density housing, not just going out and out and out further from the center, creating more suburbs and more traffic and more cars. Oh, I wonder if I might even be able to cross up here. I think we're gonna have to zigzag, which is okay because I'll show you a couple stores, the bottle shop, and then what used to be the garage is now called, I believe, La Pa Grill. La Pa being short for La Paria, which is another kind of a Bozeman institution, a burrito shop that's been around for, I don't know, 40 years, 50, 40 years maybe? I don't know. Bottle shop is beers and more beers. La Pa Grill and the Soup Shack. Looks like they've really expanded that. In addition, you can sit outside, which is nice. We're on Church Avenue, headed up to Main here. In fact, I'm gonna cross over, switch hands, try not to listen to too much of this music, blaring out into a public space. You see how I feel about that. We're coming up on the Western Cafe with these tables outside. It's kind of another Bozeman institution, been around for decades and decades and decades, and apparently have really good food. Oh good, we get to see this mural up close too. In fact, I'm going to take a picture of it. And maybe, the music that the people. Anyway, we will hopefully, YouTube will understand. I'm just going to take a quick picture. Maybe that'll be our thumbnail. Who knows? All right. There's a couple of bars here and restaurants along Rouse that must be, I don't know, this is kind of like a double whammy for them, I'm sure. First the lockdown and now zero traffic. But at least maybe there's some foot traffic. Oh Lord, we're gonna have to maybe just play music over this whole video. Hopefully there'll be less down here on Mendenhall. Wonder what they did about the fire department. Well, locked off too. Cut down the alley. Sometimes I like these alleys even more give you an interesting view of our place. This is, I think, Bozeman Creek. Runs underneath most of the town. It's cool to see that it's allowed to see the light of day, at least at this section. I believe it will dry up quite a bit. Not sure what this is, but it's nice to see these places to dine outside. This is the logo for the Rocking R Bar. I'm not even sure if they're open anymore. If you know, let me know in the comments below. This is kind of cool. They've got this fold down loading deck. Oh. Wow, another building going on down there. Looks like condos maybe. That's good. It's the old Carnegie Library. Not sure what it is now. Oh, attorneys at law. Here's a Streamline bus. It is the free bus service around Bozeman. Down there is Dave's Sushi. And that's Bozeman Avenue. Dave's Sushi is another one of those old restaurants that's been around forever. They sell sushi. It's actually pretty good. You wouldn't think so in Bozeman, Montana. They do a pretty good job. The Ridge Athletic Club. This is a public parking lot on the left, and then on the other side of the street, which is Black coming up, Black Street, is a parking garage. The Streamline buses are all free. They are grant and government funded, and a lot of the grants mandate that they can't charge a fee to receive the grant. So that's a pretty cool perk around here. Over here we have the relatively new Element by Westin Hotels. Let this guy go. Looks like a Marriott's going to go in over there. And the downtown has needed some hotel space for a while, so it's good to see that getting built up. Coming up on Tracy. And off to the left here is a new hotel being built that it's called the Armory, and it's being built on top of the old National Guard Armory. And I can't really see it, but they've kept the base, which was this sort of 30s WPP era program style, kind of a, and I'd almost call it a fascist style, but of course it wasn't put up by fascists. Over here is a Cat Eye Cafe, another one of those old Bozeman restaurants. Super small inside, but they have great food. Oh my gosh. Go down the alley again. Ugh. Swear to... So much building going on, you can't even walk around. Okay, we're back on Main. We're headed west again. And up ahead is the Ellen Theater, another one of those theaters that's been redone and used to be a movie theater for a while. And now they do a lot of stage productions, and music, and comedy shows and that sort of thing. Alright, we're going to come up on Wilson Street and Cactus Records, which is playing a lot of music, so I'm just going to call it here today and give you a little look down either way here. That's east, and slowly that's west. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Not sure where that's going to be. Could be Yellowstone National Park. Not making any promises, but that's what I'm going to try and do. So keep on walking, leave us a comment, subscribe, click that bell, all that fun stuff. But most of all, keep on stepping, and we'll see you next time. Happy walking. Bye.